I am going to show you my hands today. My hands have been odd since about 2000 and maybe 12, 13. I have been doing a plumbing course at that age when I was 32, maybe 33 or something like that. And during that plumbing course, the cat scratched me, the cat at home. She scratched me on here and on there. And that got slightly infected. It got into a lump, an itchy lump. And since that day, in winter, I have had lumps of something red. And it's not particularly at the articulations, but it can be. It's anywhere on the fingers. And it hasn't gone away. Both hands are affected, but the right hand is slightly worse, I would say, than the left. So here we've got lots and lots of different symptoms on the hands. We've got anemia, which was, you see the whiteness of the nail. Anemia was diagnosed by the generalist doctor at some point, so I got taking some iron tablets. This is due apparently to the fibroid, which was making me lose too much blood during the periods. So there is a lot I can show you on this right hand. Some of it is symptom that is old, and some of it is symptom that is quite recent. You see these lines? That is another symptom. Horizontal lines, horizontal ridges, and when you look at the nail is not straight. The nail has ridges, in fact, both ways. I used to have really nice nails, and I used to be quite proud of them. And then this happened. See, this is ridged also in depth and length. And of course, the most important is my nails. So this is the worst hand, by the way. My nails have dropped off. So this one, there's so much to tell you about my hands. This one dropped off in January, not 3 Januaries ago, so it would have been in 2021 maybe. And I thought at the time it was a fungal nail infection, which it probably is, but I treated it. I went to find chemicals. I put it in some antifungal recommended by someone, something that's slightly blue, and you put it in water. It goes purpley blue, and then you put your nails in it. So this nail, what happened at first is the nail got very corrugated like this. It grew a white luna. And I thought, oh great, it means my sexual organs are getting better, because luna is a sign of, apparently it's a healthy sign in nails that your sexual organs are good. But that luna spread, and then the white spread and spread. And eventually the nail fell off, and the nail bed also fell off. These two, this happened last year, not this year, last year. So same again, January, after a very, very busy period of work at Christmas, being very stressed, earning lots of money and being satisfied but very tired. January, time to rest, to do the tax returns, the nails fall off. Same again, lots of heavy corrugation, and then white lunar growing on there and then climbing up, and the nails went. So this is now, what have we got here? We've got new symptoms. You see the indentations look quite strong today here, but normally these indentations are not that much there. I've had 3 very heavy days of work and I haven't slept enough last night. But normally the indentations, you see how the skin is cut across like this, and here and there, and particularly there. That's very interesting on the inside. If I can get it to focus. Yes, thank you. Very interesting cracks in the skin. So what happens, and it doesn't need to be winter for that, is I'm getting split here. I've had one there. I've had one starting inside where the nail should be, just by the line here. I've had one on the thumb. It's not what's there. I don't remember where it was on the thumb. But whenever they happen, these splits, it's like I get an indigestion feeling in my stomach, a feeling of sickness, because I'm worried about it, because it means I can't work, but also I feel sick at the state of my hands and fingers, and I feel it in my stomach physically. It's interesting feeling. So what else can I tell you? Here we've got, that's a new symptom that happened since, oh damn, is it the last homeopathic remedy or the one before at the end? Now I don't remember. I think it's a new symptom from the new remedy, but this has not been there before. But before, can I remember? Not really. You see in between the fingers here, I can't show you because I'm holding the camera. In between here, that's been itchy, so I've scratched it. So it makes little spotty wounds. But what is interesting is that it's actually spots, and then spots form underneath as I scratch it. And then the spots fall off, well, they fall off, they dry up, and then the skin falls off. I'm looking for one that's just fallen off. You see this one, that was one here in the inside. So they fall off and they leave a lot of flaky skin. So that's in between. That's interesting because I've never had itching as far as this. They've always been on the extremities, like towards here, but it's sort of gone more towards the hand. My poor body, I feel sorry for all the poisonous things I've given it contact with. So those are new, yes. So I've talked about the split ends. Something, you see here? You see how this is thick? There's like the double skin there inside, behind the nail. And this is usually the sign that the nail is on its way out. And this one, is it doing it or is it just me not focusing? Other than having a bit of crumbs in it that I could have cleaned before. I was supposed to get a toothbrush and I didn't do it, did I? No, this one is okay, it's not doing it, but this one is. But what is interesting, and that will sound disgusting to anybody listening to this, is when my feet are very itchy and when I'm tired and I cannot refrain to scratch myself with my hands because in between the toes is so bothersome in the night that I have to scratch it to feel a relief. What happens afterwards is I get this. It takes a couple of days, but the hand becomes like the feet, and that is so upsetting. Again, it churns my stomach, makes me want to cry and howl and shout, why me, universe, why are you doing that to me? But I have created this myself. Why? What is my benefit? As I'm saying this, I feel tearful because the state of my hands, which I haven't finished saying, they're also quite purple very easily if I don't move. In winter, the swelling, they go very thick, so I have to change the size of gloves. And yes, it makes me feel really upset because I work with food and I serve customers. And whenever I show my product and I give them the product that I've bought, unfortunately, my hands look like this. And again, I feel this churning in my stomach of thinking they will think I'm disgusting, that my product is unsafe, yet it's organic, and it's so upsetting. I'll show you the other side. So my left hand is much better. It's not done too bad, it's not been too affected, but you can see the nails are doing exactly the same. Now this one is going. This one has been trying to go for about 3 years. Excuse the black, again I should have got a toothbrush. But I did my best to clean them by hand, but with the camera you can see the dirt, so it makes me feel even more dirty, but never mind. Okay, you see this index? That's the nail going with the help of the fungus. I guess it's a fungus. You see how white it is? It has been white like this, and I thought it was anemia, and the doctor thought it was, and the dentist thought it was. But it has been white like this for so many years, and that's a lot longer than, no, probably a bit after the cat scratches. So maybe 2015, 2014, it has been like this and white, and with always a red ring on the edge. So it's white at the bottom, red here, and they've all gone like that. And here we've got the ridges. That are those again, those that makes the nails not smooth. And also one thing I haven't said is my nails have shrunk, and that has happened over the last 10 years. They are much smaller than they used to be. If I go back to my right hand, you see how small the nail bed is. You see, I have to put this phone down. Let me show you with the camera like this. You see, this is the end of the nail here. So if I had a nail, it would be that small. It didn't used to be that small. So I don't know why they have shrunk before getting the symptoms of sickness. So it's what I'm showing you here. Obviously you can see here it has been attacked. I shouldn't say attacked. It has had fungal activity. And it's really small. And it used to be like, more spread onto the finger. And same with this, it's like nearly triangular when it used to be rather wide here. So they have got a lot smaller. So this is my left hand. You can see the ridge. I'll show each finger. See, this one is actually not, well, no, it is when you turn it. There's a lot of indentation. So when I serve customers, I do it with my left hand. But I don't know how long I will have nails, and when I haven't, the disgust I feel towards myself is difficult to bear because it's so upsetting. And it's not just vanity, it's a thought that others will think I'm dirty. It doesn't help to have all this here, because at least I could show them the inside of my hand, but there is all this in it. Not all the time. Normally it heals in summer, but this year and I'm happy of a new remedy because it gives me hope to heal, but it hasn't healed. And it's okay, I can accept it. Even though I'm upset about it, I can accept it. Something I noticed lately, but it's not. I can't see it today, unfortunately. One palm, I think it's the tiredness and having worked too hard this weekend. One hand was nearly smooth, there weren't any lines. I don't know if it was the left or the right, but today they're very indented. Interesting how many lines there are here. If I look, I always like to look at the hand to see the fortune. You see here, that's the left hand, that's the line that we are. I think that's the one that really happened to us and that's what we were born with. I can't remember. But something happened here at that age, and I always thought that was the age between 20 and 25. And I do wonder, because nothing drastic happened except my mother died when I was 25, and I wonder if it's why this line went into there, as there's a split on the lifeline. It's quite a long line, potentially, so I could live quite old. But not so much on the right side. Where's the headline? Is it this one? No, that's a heart line. That's a headline. It goes down. So that supposedly shows the capacity of lack of fluidity of the intellect. It's crossed. The heart line has quite a few islands. But then I do know I have issues with feeling love. I find it's always been challenging. What else do I have to tell you about my hand? This symptom here is new. You see this thumb, which is, I really hope it doesn't go away. But this has got a huge line, and that's since a new remedy. And again, I'm not blaming homeopathy at all. I'm happy this is happening. You see the moon here? That's what happened with the other one when it started going off into fungus land. But that's really deep. Yeah. And I could get rid of that if I wanted by putting colloidal silver, because eventually it works. Excuse me, I've been wiping my nose. I haven't got a tissue. But record. Sorry about that. So this is about it for the hands, my hands. One thing, of course, when I cut my nails, it's interesting because very often, and I will do more videos when it changes, very often, the light isn't good enough here. You can't see, it looks too shadowy. You see the nail bed, how it's pink at the bottom. Yes, on the major here and the index, a tiny bit of pink. And on the thumb, a couple of weeks ago, it was actually very pink. And you see how it's going white here and white there. So when I cut my nail, and I was going to show you, I could show you with scissors maybe. It's a shame I can't get better light. Oops. You see, this will rise really easily because it's dead. But I won't do it too much. Oh no, it's too dangerous. The scissors are too pointy. And I don't think you can see anything because it's too white now. But anyway, I'll do another video some other time with when I'm cutting well, chopping the excess dead nail off. But what's interesting is sometimes it shows signs of it's so pink and it's going to grow again. And I get full of hope, and it's happened several times, and then it goes yellow. Then it starts dropping and it goes bad again. What is it that the life force hasn't got enough vitality in me to get those fingernails to grow again? You know, one thing which I haven't mentioned is the first time it happened and I lost my nail. This first one, I was so ashamed of myself, but it's not everything. There's more. I lost the ability to do certain things, like peeling stickers, opening cans. You know, you do it with your nail, you get under there. There's so many things I can't do, or we can't do if we haven't got nails. Practical things, like peeling off certain things. It's, you know, if I want to fold this, normally I'd use the nails when I use the fingers. But anyway, just to say there's so much that I cannot do. And now it's worse because I've lost 2 nails and this one is so major in operations. Like if you want to do a knot, a little knot, well, you can't because you've got no bloody nails here. And this one, God, it's a blessing that it's still there. And also, you know what? Without nails, I can't scratch. And I've got such bad eruptions all over my body. I'm scratching all the time. And you can't scratch just with a soft top. It's like bloody pointless. It's so irritating. So that's also an interesting thing for me because I've had to refrain scratching using this hand. But then because I'm scared of my left hand nails going, I tend to scratch. If I really have to scratch, I do it with this one. Then I disinfect it in something. I've got something by my bedside at night. But I really hope I keep some nails for a little bit longer. But this is to explain a bit about my hands and the shame I feel towards my body and how it has been upsetting to lose something. It's a loss of self-esteem, a loss of value, a feeling of shame, and it goes very well with the fright that I've got of one day living under the bridge with the alcoholics because I will be homeless and I won't have any money. And because I haven't got nails and I won't have hands, I won't be able to provide for myself. And this is like the whole upset about it is linking with that feeling, which is of course a heresy thought. Of course I won't be, well I might be for a while if ever I choose to go in that direction. But maybe I won't, and if I do, I'll be okay. So this fear of the future reflects in my hands. And my homeopath says that our hands, or nails rather, are our relation to the world. And that my relations with people and with others, with the world, is out of line with who I really am. And it's true, I've got difficulties to love. I cry all the time thinking about people's death, and I can't even love them when they are alive. There's all a dysfunction which starts at the top level, but I wish my nails would come back. And sometimes I dream that they do. And it's such a nice dream.